So if you look at your rule sheet, it says that the altitude is the geometric mean. Well, the altitude is x, so that's the one that goes in two places between the two segments that it creates. So that's a 9, and this other segment would be 16 because you take 25 and subtract 9 from it. And when you cross multiply, you get that 144 equals x squared, so x equals 12. The next one, your x is on a leg. So the leg is the geometric mean. It goes in two places, between the segment closest to it and the whole hypotenuse. So that's going to be 225 equals x squared, so x equals 15. So the next one is an altitude, and the altitude is the geometric mean between the two segments. So you need to get this segment here. 100 minus 36 is 64. So you put the 36 and 64 on here. Sometimes you have to look for another number, and that would be x squared equals 2304, and the square root of 2304 is 48. So those are your first three. The next one's also an altitude. The altitude is the geometric mean, so it goes in two places between the two segments. So this segment here would be 144. It would be 169, the whole thing, minus 25. And then you would get that 3600 equals x squared, so x equals 60. The next one is x, the altitude, is the geometric mean between the two pieces, and they're already there, so you don't have to do anything to get the other piece. And that would be x squared equals 36,864. And when you square root both sides, you get x equals 192. This last test was all about these two rules. So the next one would be the leg is the geometric mean, goes in two places, between the piece next to the leg and the whole hypotenuse, which you would add these two numbers together to get 289. And then that gives you that x squared equals 18,496, and the square root of that is 136. The next one is the altitude is the geometric mean. And remember, I told you to do the altitude ones first, and then you can use the same rule over and over and you don't get mixed up. And that's between the two segments that it creates. So that would be, sorry about that. So when you cross multiply, you get that x squared equals 14,400. And when you square root that, you get x equals 120. Here, the altitude is the geometric mean between the two segments. So you have to find the other segment. 25 minus 16 is 9. So you get 9 and 16. And that is x squared equals 144. And x equals 12. So for this one, you have a leg. And the leg is the geometric mean between the whole hypotenuse, which is 225, and the piece next to the leg. So you have to find this piece here. And when you multiply that by 225, you get that x squared equals 18,225. And so x equals 135, the square root of that. Okay, and that's the answer. For the last one on the, well, not next to the last one on the page, we've got the altitude is the geometric mean between the two pieces that it creates. So x squared equals 3,600 and x equals 60. And for this one, now we've got the leg is the geometric mean. So the 60 goes in two places between the two, the whole hypotenuse, which is x plus 36, and the piece next to the leg. So this one's a little harder. They're getting a little harder now. So now we have 36 times x plus 36 equals 3,600. So 36x plus 1296 equals 3,600. And now we take 36x equals 3600 minus 1296, which is 2304, and divide by 36, and we get 64. X equals 64. Remember on that one, the whole hypotenuse would be these two added together, because you have to add the two. So here you have that the altitude is the geometric mean between the whole hypotenuse, no, between the two segments it creates, sorry. So it's 9 and x minus 9, because this little piece here would be the big guy minus the small guy. So x minus 9. And you get that 9x minus 81 equals 144. So now you have 9x equals 225 when you add the 81 to both sides, and when you divide by 9, you get that x equals 25. Next one we have that the altitude is the geometric mean, goes in two places, between the two pieces that it creates. So this is going to be x minus 36, and we get that 48 squared. 2304 is 48 squared equals 36x minus 1296. When we add 1296 to 2304, we get 36x equals 3600. We divide by 36. We get that x equals 100. The next one is that the leg is the geometric mean between the guy next to the leg and the whole hypotenuse. So remember, the whole hypotenuse is this whole guy here. So it's x plus 9. You have to add the two together. So we get that 9x plus 81 equals 225. And 229x equals 225 minus 81 is 144. And when you divide by 9, you get that x equals 16. This next one's an easy one because the altitude is the geometric mean between the two pieces that it creates. So we get that 2304 equals 64x. When we divide by 64, we get that x equals 36. And the leg is the geometric mean. This is also an easy one because you have everything you need. If you have everything you need, don't mess it up. So you've got the whole hypotenuse and the piece next to the leg. So we get that 3600 equals 36x, and we divide by 36, and we get that x equals 100. So the next one, the leg is the geometric mean between the whole hypotenuse and the piece next to the leg. So 65 squared, or 65 times 65, is 4225 equals 25x. We divide by 25, and we get 169. Just three more. The leg is the geometric mean, goes in two places, between the whole hypotenuse, and in this case it gives it to you, it's x, and the piece next to the leg. So 225 equals 9x, and 225 divided by 9 is 25. So x equals 25. And the next two are easy. The altitude is the geometric mean between the two pieces it creates. So 3600 equals 25x. When you divide by 25, x equals 144. And the last one is the altitude is the geometric mean, goes in the two places of the two pieces that it creates, already given to you. So 144 equals 9x, divide by 9, and 144 divided by 9 is 16. And that is it.